Hello everyone. Hello everyone, and thank you very much for your attention, for participating in this stream. And of course, many thanks to all the members of our community who will join this live stream later on, or will watch live stream in a recording. So 17 of us right now on a stream, but hopefully more people will join. And there is well, breaking news, but there plenty of news for this moment. Many of you are, of course, already know I guess about all of those news we can discuss now in real time. All that is happening in this crazy world. And well, today is 15th of May. Now it's 9 o'clock evening Moscow time, and this is additional stream that I will have. I will try at least to have middle of the week, usually on Wednesdays. In addition to the Sunday live stream, hopefully it will help me to further develop this channel and to be engaged with the community more actively, which is necessary, I believe. And well, dear friends, as always, I will go through some postings for some news that I reported today on Telegram. Also, I will check during the live stream some media outlets. Maybe there is some breaking news. And if you have a question, of course, you can send a question. If you want to make sure that I would not miss question, because in chat it is not always possible to see every question, and if you want to make sure that the topic that you want to discuss will be discussed, you can send a question through Boosty platform with some small donation, and also through PayPal or through Patreon. Of course, I have a Boosty and donation alert open right now, and I will monitor these platforms also, so that if any question, I will react immediately. And well, that's been said, let's go through some news. And first of all, of course, this breaking news and the tragic development that happened in Slovakia today, in Bratislava, capital of Slovakia, when there was the assassination attempt on Prime Minister of Slovakia, Roberto Fico. He was shot several times, and he was rushed to the hospital. His condition was on initial stages was very critical, and I just read in Russian media outlets that, for example, RIA Novosti is reporting that condition of Slovakia's prime minister has been stabilized now, and I guess we would not be mistaken if we will say that his life is not in danger, not in immediate danger at least, and medics are doing their job. Although, by the way, of course, I mean, very, very strange situation. According to reports, shooter was some 71-year-old man. This arrest of that shooter was detained, and according to reports in the media, this shooter was a supporter of the opposition. So details on the assassination attempt on Slovakian Prime Minister Robert Fico. The shooter was hiding in the crowd that gathered at the building where the Slovak Prime Minister was speaking. He fired from within the crowd, presumably 3-4 shots. I did see video of shooting itself, and it definitely was more than 3 or 4 shots, at least 5 or 6. So then the shooter, after firing his legal firearms, according to reports. He tried to escape, but of course he was detained. Then Prime Minister was rushed to the hospital. And well, this shooter is where is his name, by the way? So I cannot say now report where this name of that shooter with name of that shooter, but I had on my Telegram all the information. In any ways, this individual, according to reports, is a supporter of the progressive Slovakia opposition political party. He is detained. He was, disagree with the policies of the government, and that's why he committed this crime. Very strange story. That's what I want to say. First of all, security, by the way. Security of Prime Minister should, never allow this kind of stuff to happen. That's first of all. I have some questions. Why this even occur? Maybe some dodgy stuff is going on behind the scenes there. And then, according to reports that I see, this individual, this elderly man of 71, had no record of some mental issues, and why he one day made decision to go and start shooting at the Prime Minister. Very strange story. Very strange story. I'm not gonna, go now in some conspiracy theories. Don't really makes any sense, but something is very strange with this situation. Something is very strange. I remind you, dear friends, that Roberto Fico just recently become Michael Kennedy is commenting. Where is the one? I'm here. Saturn is commenting. He was a pro-Ukrainian fanatic. Maybe. Very strange situation. Am I online, right? So very strange story. Of course, the investigation will be conducted, but it is worth noticing that Roberto Fico made quite powerful enemies since he became prime minister of Slovakia relatively recently, because of his stance, not just in regards to Ukrainian conflict. He basically stopped deliveries of weapons from Slovakia to Ukraine. He was opposing this constant money flow to the Kiev regime. He was calling for peace talks, and of course, powerful groups in the Brussels, in the other major capitals of the collective West did not like it at all. And thank you, Ruth. Ruth Greening is here, veteran of our community. Hello, and hello everyone. Once again, hello everyone, and thank you for your attention. And so, yes, I will not go into conspiracies, but a very strange story for sure. Fico will leave hospital, hopefully alive, in several weeks time. It will take another several months to, get fit to work again, most likely. But I don't think his policies will change now. Maybe exactly the opposite might happen, and he will be even radicalized, and maybe he will become one of the leaders of their Eurosceptics. Who knows? Because he was among Eurosceptics. That's how he was seen by many in Brussels. And by the way, I saw this video on Sky News. What despicable people are working, some of them at least, because they were making reporting about this unfortunate story that happened in Slovakia, this assassination attempt on the Slovakian prime minister, and they were trying to somewhat, justify it. They were critical of Fico, they were critical of Orban, prime minister of Hungary, and while you're listening to their, conversation of those people, I mean, I guess journalists of the Sky News, you might get impression that they were trying to justify, this criminal attack. They were clearly, not really upset that assassination attempt was taken on one of the leaders of the collective West. So yes, that's a major story, of course, by the way, but we have also more and, plenty of other very important stories, and I will start from the beginning of my postings today. So as always, I start my working day with a post on Telegram channel, and greetings to all of our community, to everyone. And then I share this video, by the way. Many of you probably see on my Telegram. You may not believe what is going on here. This is France, and some criminal was transported by police, and then look what happened. Another criminals, probably from gang, same gang that this arrested criminal is, blocked the road and opened fire on police. And according to reports that I see, 3 policemen were killed, unfortunately, and 1 policeman was wounded, and that criminal was freed by this gang. So this is happening in France, by the way, on broad daylight. I mean, this is crazy. This is just crazy. As I said many times, by the way, before, I clearly can notice through reportings that, as I predicted, gun crime is in rise in Europe, and this is just the beginning, because you can imagine, volume of weapons, pistols, rifles, machine guns, you name it. Range of weapons and volume that probably already flooded Europe and will continue to flood from Ukraine. So very crazy, story happened in France. Then I share this news that US considers sending another Patriot missile battery to Ukraine. Yesterday there was reports that US is pressing other NATO member states to send their air defense systems, because US itself cannot, because all their Patriot batteries are, deployed in strategic areas of that US considers as a strategic worldwide. As we all know, US has some 800 to 900 military bases all around the world. So I can understand that US may have some issues with their air defense systems, but according to Bloomberg, Pentagon will manage to transfer at least 1 Patriot battery. And then, by the way, information came in that Russian armed forces liberated Volchansk. I reported about it. In my first update. Sergei Markov stated this on his Telegram channel, and the Lentero published the information about it. And I was somewhat skeptical that entire Volchansk is under full Russian control. And seems like it's early call to say that entire Volchansk is under full Russian control, but Russian forces definitely had significant progress in Volchansk, and many other sources confirming this, that Russian forces had significant progress in Volchansk. According to some reports that I see, Russian forces even crossed this river that divides Volchansk into 2 parts, and are conducting operations on the southern side of southern bank of this river. Then I share, of course, this link to my first update. Unfortunately, on Rumble, I was uploading today's update for, I don't know, 2-3 hours. Unfortunately, it is becoming more and more difficult to work on Rumble. because of the technical issues, because Rumble is blocked in Russia. But I'm trying to have updates on Rumble regularly. Also information that Russian armed forces conducted strike on Nikolaev, and I share some videos about it. And dear friends, let's go through some chat now. I will check Boosty, and when it comes to Boosty, by the way, I want to thank Colin Williams for donation on Boosty. There was no question, but I received donation, so thank you very much. And of course, many thanks to all the members of our community who supports my work through all different platforms. So here, nothing, and let's check donation alerts. Yes. So Jack Hudson, veteran of our community, thank you very much for your donation. Hello, Levan. Could you explain what their overall situation in Slovakia? I only heard today about their assassination attempt on the prime minister and that he is in a critical condition. Thank you very much, Jack. This donation was some 12-15 minutes ago. I already spoke about this topic. In Slovakia itself, Slovakian people, by the way, majority are in support of Russia. There are no Russophobes, by the way, and they are, I believe, this conflict to end in Ukraine, and they want between Russia and Slovakia proper good working relationships to establish, and that's why basically they supported Robert Fico and his party during the recent parliamentary elections. So in this regard, Slovakia, maybe one may say, it's somewhat divided. There are some group in Slovakia that are under heavy influence of the Western propaganda, and the majority is in pro-Slovakian. And if you are pro-Slovakian, as far as I understand, you would be for good relationships with all your neighbors, with all countries. And therefore, majority of Slovakian people, in my personal opinion, are in support of creating good working relationships between Russia and Slovakia. And Robert Fico clearly was on this path, and hopefully, once he will go back to his job, he will continue to build up relationships, to improve relationships between Russia and Slovakia, because previous government was extremely anti-Russian, and they were actively supporting Kiev regime. They sent whatever weapons they had, significant volume of weapons, over $600 million worth of weapons, if I remember correctly, was transferred from Slovakia to Ukraine, to Kiev regime, which is, quite significant volume if we take into account that Slovakia is relatively tiny country. Once this new government came to power, by the way, we all remember what says new defense minister. New defense minister openly stated that Slovakia is effectively demilitarized by previous government. That's a volume of weapons that was transferred from Slovakian army to Kiev regime, And when it comes to condition of the Fico, latest reports in Russian media is that his condition is stabilized, and as I understand, his life is in no danger. He was hit by 3 bullets, by the way. He was hit by 3 bullets. I don't know what his security was doing, by the way. It's I don't know. This should never happen for so many reasons, and this attacker should be stopped on so many levels before he would approach Prime Minister of Slovakia. But clearly there was some serious error in security service, on part of security service of Slovakia. A question here from Bencher Denter. What the agenda for the Putin's visit to China? Is it anything to do with the US sanctions on RPC or PRC? Sorry. Well, for now, in Russian media at least, there is no detailed discussion on some certain topics. It's a major discussion. What topics could be discussed and what agreements may be signed between the sides, or what kind of statements may be made. No detailed information. Information is kept secret quite well. Well, my personal understanding is that most likely between the businesses of the two countries, some significant agreements will be signed on billions and billions of dollars about cooperation. Also, I believe we will hear something about fast tracking of the Sila Siberia pipeline, Sila Siberia 2 pipeline, which is in the process of being built right now. Already Sila Siberia pipeline is operational, and now second pipeline is built that goes, that transports gas from Russia to China. And I think process of building of that pipeline will be accelerated, and we will hear something about it. Also, I expect some statements about BRICS, about steps that BRICS member states are conducting to create, first of all, to create alternative financial and banking system that extremely necessary, because even BRICS member states are experiencing some difficulties in trade between each other because of the Western, because of the weaponization of the Western financial and the banking system and the Western currencies. So this is a clearly strategic question to build some alternative financial and banking system. Although in between China and Russia, trade is 95%, if not more at this point, is in local currencies already, and we have record trade with China, quite understandably so, and the numbers will only increase in upcoming years. But when it comes to details, I mean, there is so many topics that two major leaders in this world can discuss that, so, and including how to combat sanctions, of course, and creation of the alternative financial and banking system gonna be way to to tackle sanctions also. Hodovsa Kastanov is commenting, I guess, in Slovakian. Unfortunately, I may try to read it. Slovakian is a Slavic language, but I doubt I will understand it. No, I'm gonna. If I had some half an hour, I will definitely manage to, intuitively understand your comments. But unfortunately, I'm not good in Slovakian. I guess this is Slovakian. Let's go through some. Chats, dear friends. If you will put a Q before a question, capital Q, that will make it easier to notice the question, not to miss it, or entire question in the capital letters. So for this moment, I see no. There is question, isn't it? So yes, I don't see a question for now, so I will continue with the reportings, if I may, because there is quite serious, very important developments, by the way, happened today also. Well, I share on Telegram this video. This is another group of Ukrainian POWs that made the right decision and saved their lives by laying down arms and surrendering. This is in near Lipsy, by the way, Kharkov region. Then, well, this is a strange, very strange story in Turkey, by the way. Apparent Turkey threat probe, according to local media. Ankara's main prosecutor's office is investigating possible conspiracy to overthrow President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's government, citing the criminal code article on forming illegal organizations and so on. Erdogan held an emergency overnight meeting with intelligence chiefs and the Ministry of Justice after warning of possible coup. The pro-Kurdish Turkish DEM party reported that dozens of its members were detained in Istanbul during police raids. Their interior ministry have given no official reasons. Well, Turkey is not, new to coup d'etats. I mean, there was many coups conducted in Turkey. Since modern Turkey was created, basically since the end of Ottoman Empire, and well, I guess ruling of the Erdogan is the longest period. One may even say that there was no coup. There was attempts, although, but there was no successful coup in Turkey. So therefore, I'm not at all surprised that maybe some groups in Turkey was planning to overthrow Erdogan's government, possibility, but we need some more news. There is not enough information for now. But topic is interesting, of course. Then, well, I shared information that I spoke about in first update. Also that Zelensky cancels his all foreign trips, by the way. Initially, there was information that he will quit his tour into Spain and Portugal, but later on there was information that he will, cancel all his plans to travel around. And as we all know, Zelensky loves to travel around. He hates being in Ukraine. He wants to, be in center of attention and visit this country and that country. So then I share this, by the way, this information. Another damaged Bradley infantry fighting vehicle and their M1A1 Abrams tanks somewhere in the northern military district. Well, this is clearly Abrams, and this is also easily recognizable Bradley. And then, by the way, I share this video. This is also quite interesting. This is first time I see something like that. As you can see, a group of Ukrainian forces moving in some area, and they have some dig out, and then Russian forces send this robot, this ground drone, basically, and this ground drone is quite easily managing to overcome some obstacles on the ground and getting closer to the point where that dig out was. And well, just look at this one. And then explosion. Then it detonated. And then secondary detonation. There was a munition depot in that, lot of ammunition, I guess, in that dig out, and that munition detonated. And that's why there was a secondary explosion there. So, drones, by the way, drones are definitely some sort of game changers on the modern battlefield. We all get used to videos from aerial drones. We see many videos with naval drones, and now ground drones also. And by the way, also very important information that the Dnepr group has completely liberated settlement of Rabotina in the Zaporozhye region, according to Russian Ministry of Defense. So this is official. As you know, I was reporting about Russian progress in Rabotino for quite a time now, quite some time, and vast majority of Rabotino was under Russian control. There was maybe some small pockets of resistance in some areas, and today Russian Defense Ministry reported that Rabotino is under full Russian control. This is, I remind you, dear friends, that this is only settlement that Kiev regime managed to establish control over on Zaporozhye sector of the front line during this spring-summer counteroffensive in 2023. And now Russian forces regain control over, finally, over the Rabotino. So, well, this is big news. Not just from a standpoint of military developments on the ground, but in terms of optics also, because hopefully people will start asking questions in Ukraine. Why their fellow citizens have been sacrificed, for what? And also, by the way, information that North group of forces that are conducting these operations right now to create a buffer zone in the northern part of Kharkov region liberated Gluboke settlement and Lukantsy settlements in the Kharkov region. And this is not all, by the way. There are some more important information. Although let's go. I see some questions here. So Merlin Hudson is commenting, new alternative to SWIFT is the planning stage already. It will take time, but it is in the works. Yes, I believe so. That's exactly the case, and world really needs some alternatives, because it's just not normal what ruling class of the West did with their own financial and the banking system that was used by entire world, and West was benefiting from it immensely, but for whatever reason they made decision to destroy reputation of the Western financial and banking systems, to weaponize Western currencies. It's crazy. It's crazy what is happening. So I clearly see questions. Yes, that's it. By the way, David Falconer is asking, I am concerned about Putin traveling to China and back. The EU, NATO, and the West are getting desperate. Well, I can understand your point, absolutely, but I guess all the necessary measures of security will be taken in account. So, anything may happen, of course, but I guess all necessary measures, all possible necessary measures to conduct this trip in a safe manner will be taken. So, especially nowadays, by the way, when Western ruling class clearly, shows desperation, and they are capable of anything. I agree with you absolutely. 24 hours. Jake Box is asking, where is the Earl Grey? Well, dear friend, Earl Grey's channel was blocked by YouTube, unfortunately, and he is now on a Telegram. He has a Telegram channel. I can find right now, by the way. I can try and find it right now. That's it, by the way. So Mike Jones is a host of was a host of Earl Grey, and unfortunately his channel was taken down by administration of YouTube, and he has this channel now on Telegram, Foreign Agent Intel. That's the name of his channel, and I believe he works in RT. There was some rumors that he was working in RT. I don't know him personally, unfortunately. You know, when I will resume making interviews, I would like to, you know, ask him for an interview. That would be great. Hopefully, I mean, our community will find the interview with him interesting. And yes, I don't know. Maybe he is on Rumble also. But this is his channel on Telegram, by the way. Foreign Agent Intel. That's name of his channel. So let's continue with the questions. Buncher Dent is asking, Donald Lu of CIA was in India early this week. Something is cooking. Well, India, by the way, India, it is understandable that Washington wants India to side itself next to collective West, not necessarily against Russia, but against China. Against China, and I mean, Foreign Minister of India, Jai Shankar, is a legend of the modern era diplomacy. He's one of the heavyweights, I believe, in this field, and I don't think he's gonna be, you know, fooled by some CIA operatives or whoever, or by this administration. Let's say this way. Jai Shankar was very clear that foreign policy of India will be based exclusively on India's national interests, and no other country will be allowed to dictate foreign policy of the India. And I think that's the only right way to go forward, to base your politics, internal and foreign policies, on the best interests of your people and your country. And that's what India is intended to do. And in best interests of India, I believe, is ideally friendly relationships with China. But unfortunately, right now, friendly level of relationships is impossible for a number of reasons. But good working relationships between China and India is already in the place. And both sides are working to maintain these good working relationships, and simultaneously are working on some issues that two sides have on the border and some other fields in some other areas. So I can understand that Western ruling class want to use India against China, but I don't think they will manage to do so. India is too clever, by the way. I mean, India is just too clever. So, and India has, history, by the way. India has history of relationships with the number of Western states. I don't think anybody forget what happened it was the 70s, isn't it? In 71, when almost entire collective West, by the way, it was 71 or 81. 71, I believe, when Bangladesh was, fighting for independence, and there was war between India and Pakistan, and basically entire collective West sided with the Pakistan, and they sent maybe not entire fleet, but they were getting ready to attack India, by the way, militarily. And Soviet Union sent its navy assets, nuclear submarines, some other warships, and basically stopped collective West for targeting India, and that played huge role to not just maintain statehood of India, but to secure its future. And India remembers this. Indian politicians know perfectly well that Western ruling class cannot be trusted. That's it, really. Anyways, let's continue. Nidesh Kumar is commenting, asking, what do you think about Russia getting port in Myanmar? Does Russia have a good relations with junta, and what happens if rebels win? Well, Russia has yes, good working relationships with Myanmar's leadership, and Myanmar is a very difficult situation, by the way, because it's not just one faction of the rebels, it's dozens of factions of rebels that are sometimes united in their fight against and these factions, by the way, quite often are based on ethnicities, ethnic minorities, ethnic religious minorities, and it's a very complicated situation in Myanmar. Obviously, I'm not expert in this region, but from what I know, it's a very complicated situation. Yes, Russia is cooperating with the government in Myanmar, as far as I know. There was even some deals to deliver some weapons, if I remember correctly. But well, if I guess Moscow will try. If Moscow is really involved in a situation in Myanmar, then I guess Moscow will try to push sides towards negotiations to end hostilities. That's a Russian style to deal with the situation. Whenever it's possible to push sides towards negotiations and the compromises, that's what Russia will do. And I guess China is also obviously there. And well, China has bigger influence, so therefore, I mean, difficult question, by the way. It's a difficult question. So Russia will try to push sides towards negotiations, and if theoretically rebels will maintain unity and gain the power in entire country, then I guess Moscow will recognize the objective reality and will try to develop relationships with the new government. That's how it's gonna go. I mean, but once again, I don't really know much about that particular region. So therefore, and yet again, it's India and China, I guess, are much more involved. India, China, Pakistan, by the way, they are much more involved, I guess, than Russia. Buncher Dent is commenting, yes, Levan, you are correct. Due to presence of USSR naval development, the USA efforts was tweeted in 71. Oh, thank you very much for sharing this comment. I was struggling. It was 71 or 81. So I guess for this moment, this is the questions. By the way, I will check once again if I may. Boosty, there is no here, and Русский брат, thank you, спасибо огромное, благодарю вас за донат, за поддержку. Русский брат donated, by the way, so thank you for your donation. No question, just support, just donation. So thank you very much. And well, let's continue with the Telegram. By the way, there was also very important developments that I reported during the day. And well, this is video of missile strikes of Hezbollah towards one of the Israeli bases in the north of Israel. And as we can see on this video, this is work of air defense. So unfortunately, from Middle East, from Israel, from Palestine, from Lebanon, there is not really not good news are coming in for now, which is really unfortunate. Then I shared this information that settlement of Umanskaya in the Avdiivka direction came under full control of Russian forces. So today we had reports that several settlements in the Kharkov region, also Umanskaya, this is Avdiivka direction, I believe, and Umanskaya, Russian forces already gained momentum in Umanskaya, and I was reporting about it, that settlement most likely will become under Russian control in fairly short time, and that's confirmation that Umanskaya is under Russian control now, and also Rabotino, by the way. So quite a number of positive news for Russia. Then I shared information about progress of Russian special military operation in Ukraine. Yes, then information about some major crackdown reported in the Turkish police. So due to this information that there was attempt to overthrow government of Erdogan, I guess some internal investigations will be conducted, and some people will end up probably under investigation. Then I share these photos, by the way, from Canada. Unfortunately, huge fires, forest fires, already have started in Canada, and there was fires in Russia also, by the way. Unfortunately, both countries, Canada, Russia, and many others also, I mean, struggling on year-on-year basis with these wildfires, and civilians have been evacuated from this area. This is according to the media. The area in the municipality of Wood Buffalo is almost 21,000 hectares. The fire continues to spread and is approaching populated areas where more than 6,000 residents live, so evacuation is underway. Also, by the way, well, this is quite interesting, isn't it, that lone foreign agents in Georgia could lead to EU sanctions. Estonia's foreign minister is threatening Georgia, by the way. These days, entire collective West, with few exceptions, by the way, are one after another threatening Georgia. That's, I mean, if before only Russia was a spotlight and those so-called elites were talking about just Russia, now they are talking about also Georgia. Russia, Georgia. And for what? For what, by the way? Georgian parliament adopted the law about foreign agents, which basically demanding just some basic stuff, that all individuals or organizations that are receiving funds from outside of Georgia should declare it, so that society will know it. What is undemocratic about it? This is, I mean, very much democratic law. If you ask me, I definitely want to know which organizations are financed from outside, because I mean, it is obvious to me that most likely, not necessarily, but most likely, these foreign financiers will try to use these groups for their own interests, isn't it? Well, even Estonia's foreign minister is threatening Georgia, by the way. Unbelievable. Then I share this video. As you can see, it's a BMP-1. It looks like BMP-1. Well, received direct hit from, this is Ukrainian BMP-1, and it was struck by Russian weapon system. According to some reports, it was artillery strike. I find it a little difficult to believe that artillery was able to strike moving target. Maybe it was, if it was a corrected projectile, yes, that's possibility, but most likely it was some ITGM. I mean, but in any ways, I mean, direct hit and minus infantry fighting vehicle in Ukrainian armed forces. And then I share this video, by the way. Just look at this. This is mobilization, Ukrainian style. Every single day, there is so many videos like that on internet. And sometimes, you know, time to time, I also share on my Telegram. Just look, man. And in this particular case, females, by the way, get involved. Just look at this, man. This female is really a fighter. And basically they managed to save at least several guys. Just look. They managed to save. One jumped out. And, I mean, there is another one inside. He was, for whatever reason, he didn't jump out. Why? I don't know. But at least one was saved by these people. And this is happening all around Ukraine, by the way. You know. And then, of course, I share quite a number of posts about this development in Slovakia with this attack on Robert Fico. I mean, let's check one more time in real time if any updates. So RIA Novosti still has this information that да ладно. Yeah, they updated information, and now they are writing that according to Ministry of Internal Affairs of Slovakia, Robert Fico is in critical condition. Just about an hour ago, there was another information that medics managed to stabilize his situation, and Fico's life was not under danger. And now this information, I mean, he got 3 wounds, I mean 3 bullet wounds, so you know. So let's hope he will survive, by the way. Let's hope he will survive. Okay. Let's continue with the additional news and oh, this is, by the way, this is crazy story. Biden and Trump is about to debate on June 27th. This was reported by CNN, and the debate will take place on CNN. I find it difficult to believe this information. Why would Democrats put Biden on a stage to debate? I mean, is he capable of even, I don't know, man, even stay on the stage for, I don't know, hour, even without saying anything, just to sit there and act normal? I mean, can he do it? I don't know. Trump will eat him alive, but I mean, this is a bad idea on part of Democrats, man. This is a bad idea. What the hell? You know? But let's see. I mean, of course, I will definitely watch. If there will be debate, I will definitely watch. Also, by the way, reports start coming in that Russian forces start their offensive operations on Liptsi. Also in the northern part of Kharkov region, as we all know, there was 2 main directions of Russian offensive operations to create buffer zone. On the western side, their main, at this point, on this stage of their operation, Liptsi was main direction, and Russian forces reached Liptsi yesterday already. And today we have reports that Russian forces conducting battles inside the settlement, and on the eastern side of the Russian offensive, main direction was Volchansk. And well, reports are coming in that Russian forces had significant progress in Volchansk. some sources like Lenta.ru reported, some sources even saying that Volchansk is already under Russian control. This politician or expert in politics, Sergei Markov, stated that this morning. I was skeptical, and I'm still skeptical, because no other source reported about it, and what we know for now, that Russian forces had some significant progress. And dear friends, let's go through some questions. I see a question here. Once again, dear friends, sorry if I miss your question. Jerry Kogan is asking, accordingly to Russian constitution, who would succeed President Putin if he were to die or become incapacitated? Prime Minister. If anything happens to Putin, then Prime Minister will become will act as a president before next presidential elections. So it's gonna be Prime Minister. If you remember, that's how Putin became a president, isn't it? Yeltsin stepped down, and Putin was a prime minister at the time. So Putin started acting president after Yeltsin's resignation. Then when yes, that's it. And sometimes I think that Putin may do exactly the same when he will decide to retire. Maybe he will retire in 3-4 years time, and whoever will be prime minister for that moment most likely will be candidacy that Putin has trust in, and Putin will support for to become a next president of Russia. So it's a prime minister. It's definitely prime minister. After prime minister, most likely head of State Duma, although I'm not quite sure about it, but second definitely is the prime minister. That's 100%. So after prime minister must be head of State Duma or Senate, one of them. So let's continue, by the way, let's continue. And then I shared this video, by the way, Ukrainian tank targeted by Lancet drone. These Lancets are nemesis, by the way, for everything, for all military equipment that Kyiv regime has. Main targets for Lancets are, of course, artillery systems, but I mean, it seems like whenever they see some other targets, they are quite happily destroying those other targets also. And well, prime example here. Also, this is information, I shared information about some characteristics of the Bulava ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, that Russian armed forces adopting, sea-based intercontinental ballistic missiles. Missile range of this missile is at least 9.3 thousand kilometers. Payload is 6 to 10 nuclear capable multiple independent re-entry vehicles, or warheads, basically nuclear warheads, and there are dozens of decoys simultaneously. And each of those warheads, yield of each of those warheads can be from 100 to 150 kilotons, which is quite significant, by the way. I remind you that this Fat Boy, that was the name, isn't it, of the atomic bomb that was dropped on Japan. Name of one was Fat Boy, and name of other ones, I don't know, I don't remember. It was 15 to 20 kilotons, isn't it? One that was dropped on Japan. Then, by the way, I shared this video. This is aftermath of the result of the fighting inside the Volchansk. So some heavy battle is taking place in the city. Then video of another group of Ukrainian military personnel that made the right decision and laid down arms and surrender. This is also Kharkov region, also Kharkov region, and these days, almost on daily basis, this type of videos are, shared by many Telegram channels. I guess at this point, at least few hundred Ukrainian soldiers already probably made the right decision and lay down arms and surrender. I don't know exact number, but I mean, there's too many videos of that. When groups of 5, 10, 15 people are surrendering, and after some time we will probably learn some more information about it, and that's it, by the way. This is it. This is it. Oh, dear friends, my wife just passed me this notice. Kaylee, thank you very much for your donation, for your support through PayPal. Oh, there was no question. I was thinking that there was a question. There is no question, just a comment. Thanks for your hard work and dedication. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kaylee, for your support. I appreciate it, and of course, many thanks to all the members of our community who supports my work. Without you, this channel would not exist for a long time. So, thank you very much, Kaylee. Thank you. And dear friends, on Telegram, this is it. I shared I go through almost all the postings, and when it comes to question, I see a question here. Concerned citizen is asking attempted coups in Georgia and Turkey and assassination attempt on Fico linked. I mean, as I said earlier, I have questions when it comes to this situation with the attempt to assassinate Fico. I have questions, clearly. First of all, to security service of the Fico, of the Slovakia, how this even was possible to happen. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. If I was conducting investigation, first of all, I will interview security of the Fico. Then I will try to understand this shooter. Who was this shooter? With whom he was communicating through the internet? Maybe maybe some groups influenced mind of this individual and used him as a as a tool. Possible. So I definitely have questions, but I guess Slovakian security services will conduct investigation, and they will share with the public their findings. And when it comes to Turkey and Georgia, in case of Georgia, it is 100% clear that US is behind. US and some other, I would not say US, leadership of US, political leadership of US and US secret services are behind this attempt to destabilize Georgia, 100%, no doubts about it, and some other, and the leadership of some other Western countries. And when it comes to Turkey, by the way, it is also clear that Washington has some serious issues with the modern Turkey, with the leadership of Erdogan, and now, by the way, we might have a better understanding of why Erdogan did not visit Washington. Maybe he already knew. Maybe he already knew that something was going on inside the Turkey, and that's why he did not went to US for a visit that should take place on 9th of May. But Erdogan did not go there. So, and by the way, when a few years ago there was an attempt to overthrow Erdogan, then link also was quite directly pointing to US secret services and US political class. After all, major I can't remember the name of that individual who is basically leading, I mean, very influential figure in Turkish politics. He is asylum in, he lives in US. I can't remember his name now. This individual is protected by Washington, and he was directly accused by Turkish security services of organizing or being actively involved in these attempts to destabilize situation in Turkey and to overthrow governments. And he's under protection of the Washington, so that's also a link, additional link towards US when it comes to attempts to destabilize Turkey. So yes, I clearly can see links between attempts to destabilize Georgia and Turkey, links towards the Western states, US predominantly. And when it comes to Slovakia, by the way, this tragic situation around Fico, I clearly have questions, but I mean, at this point, I only can have questions because I just simply don't have enough information. But it's a very strange story. Fico had very powerful enemies, and also, by the way, I can see question. Nadesh Kumar is asking. Little boy, yes, Auracraft. Thank you very much. Little boy. That was name of that nuclear bomb. Yes, that was dropped on Japan. Thank you. And the question from Nidesh Kumar: Can UN Security Council help changing the WTO rules regarding farming subsidies, as the farmers around the world are suffering with the climate issues? UN Security Council, by the way, can UN do anything? That's a bigger question, I guess. Can UN do anything at all? WTO is a very powerful organization, by the way, and who is in charge? Formally, almost all countries have their representatives there, but who is in charge really when it comes to WTO? And UN, by the way, because of this permanent members, because of the permanent, this structure, even structure of the UN is false. I mean, it not allows UN to be really effective, because US can veto anything really. All permanent members can veto any decision, and therefore UN is basically, I mean, just a, ineffective, let's say this way. It's quite ineffective, and therefore theoretically UN of course should have a power to influence on any organization or any international organization in this world, even governments. That's why UN was created, for God's sake. But that's on the paper. In reality, we all see that UN is absolutely ineffective organization that can do basically nothing. UN cannot even support Palestinians right now. Palestinians that are starving, by the way. Right now, thousands of Palestinians are starving. And UN, what UN does? Just statements? So what we are talking about, man, UN is a joke. If it was a real organization, it will say, you know what, we are sending right now convoys and convoys of humanitarian aid, and if anything happens with it, then whoever will attack these convoys will bear consequences. If UN was really effective organization, that's how they will act. But in reality, it's a joke. It's a joke, man. Nadesh Kumar, well, I will refuse to, you know, yes, our craft is commenting. Levan has 2 daughters. Yes. So, questions? I'm quite sure I missed some questions, by the way. Oh, I have just a sec. Jerry Kogan, by the way. Jerry Kogan, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jerry, for your support. No question. So no questions here. So, dear friends, we had some good chat, isn't it? We had some good conversation. I'm quite sure I missed some questions, but Venture Dent, Levan, can you do a season other than the war development? I don't, maybe I'm not understanding question. Levan, can you do a season other than the war development? What? I don't get it. Season, session. Can you do a session other than the war development? So do live stream about some just about conflict zone or without you know, news about conflict zone. I guess if there is demand, by the way, from our community to, you know, create some program, and if that program will be, you know, will be in demand, if our community wants it, then I will definitely try my best to you know, be as useful as I can, and to as informative as I can, and then create programs that our community wants. So yes, I don't see issue there. So I guess this is it, dear friends. Sorry once again if I miss your question. Once again, this is not intentional, by the way. This is not intentional. I'm just scrolling, and when I see capital letters, it's easier to notice. That's why I'm asking to write at least Q in capital, so that I will notice it easier. So great. I'm so happy to see that, you know, our community is communicating with each other, and it's great, man. You are a great community, dear friends. Great community. And Marilyn Hudson is asking, remember drone strike on Kremlin? Oh yes, drone strike on Kremlin. That was yes, big deal. That was a big deal, by the way. Yes, and I'm quite sure behind that strike was not just the main intelligence directorate of Ukraine's defense ministry. So, in desperation, out of desperation, Western ruling class may do some very crazy stuff, man. Some very crazy stuff. And Nadesh Kumar is asking, what is your opinion on 100% tariffs on the Chinese products? Well, I saw some detailed information about this this decision that you know, Biden's White House is about to make, that tariffs will rise. In some cases it will double, in some cases it will triple, or even quadruple. And well, I can understand that it may help in the short run, or maybe even in the long run. It will help local producers in the US, because local production will become more competitive, isn't it? If Chinese goods will become more expensive. But in other hand, that's inflation for you, because hiking prices, because of inevitable hiking prices. So it's I can understand what White House may wants to achieve. They want to stimulate local production. They want to support local businesses. I can understand that, but if these steps made in hurry and in crazy levels, then that will make inflation go crazy, and eventually society gonna lose any which way, you know. So I mean, I don't know. And so yes. So dear friends, let's end this live stream. We had a good chat, good conversation, and thank you very much for your attention, for your support. Many thanks to all the members of our community who will watch this live stream in a recording. And well, have a great morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time is right now in your place. You know, take care, and see you tomorrow.